welcome to another Tomcat video. I'm at one of my favorite places in Seattle, the Center for Wooden Boats. Here I took a week-long skin-on-frame kayak building class with my dad, and I've also taken their 2-week sailing programs, which I highly recommend. For this project, I'm going to be building a bike in the style of kayak building with a lashed frame. I'm pretty excited about this design, and I've been thinking about it for a couple years. It may not work, it may fail, but I'm really looking forward to trying it. The Center for Wooden Boats was started in 1976 by Dick and Colleen Wagner, who started out running boats in 1968 from their floating South Lake Union home. They received nonprofit status in 1979, and 4 of the original buildings were designated historic landmarks by the City of Seattle last year.
Even if I promise I'll be back by 20 minutes from now.
Yeah, I'm back to work.
This is a Badarka, or Aleutian Islands kayak. It has a lashed frame and a bifurcated bow. This was most likely built during one of Corey Friedman's summer kayak classes. This is where I first discovered this boat building technique. Badarka is an Aleutian Island design. The people there live with minimal access to building materials, so use driftwood for their boat construction. The Aleutian Island people were so good at building and paddling, they were said to become one with their boats, another type of sea animal entirely. This is another style of skin-on-frame boat, the Umiyak. Umiyaks were made with seal or walrus skin, and they were working boats that could hold up to 15 people. These boats were sometimes used in whale hunting, and their lashings could be made from caribou fiber, Sinew. When researching skin boats, you can't help but run into the works of George Dyson. He has become one of the most knowledgeable historians on skin boats and the Aleutian Islands people. He has also developed a deep historical knowledge of computer history. These are quotes from his newest book about analog computing, among other things. So this quote is from George Dyson's newest book, and this chapter is called String Theory, and it's in regards to how arrowheads are tied to arrows. The introduction of bifacial fluted stone points accumulated in the Clovis tradition that flourished across North America at the close of the Pleistocene was as much an advance in the art of hafting these points to the weapons that delivered them as it was an advance in the working of the stone itself. It was lashing and sewing as much as fire and flint that enabled the human species to span the earth. When you lash 2 pieces of high-tempered, thin-walled aluminum tubing together with 8 turns of 60-pound test twine, you can count on it taking 8 by 4 by 60 or 1,920 pounds to pull them apart. Lashing distributes the load equally, and there is no risk of metal fatigue or losing the temper at a weld. When you examine how nature solves high-stress attachments, mending a broken bone, joining the plates of an infant's skull, healing a cut in an animal's skin, or attaching a mussel shell to a surf-pounded rock, you find fibrous lashings carrying the load.
Bob, I have the line for the boat. Do you want?
I think I do.
So, yeah, so he said no. That's what I posted on Facebook.
two different examples of lashing materials. I have a number 26 tarred seam twine. This is used for making umiyaks, and then I have a waxed nylon, which is used for making badarkas. So these are like two different good lashing boat building materials examples. Alright YouTube, that's the end of this intro. See you for the next Tomcat video.